That you talk about. When you look northeast, there's also 5 or 6 teams there as NRG still having this battle, and it's Luminosity on the other side, and they get the better of them, Mark.
As Snipe Down now tries to lead the way for the troops and move forward and get some damage down onto this team. You can see a few shots coming in with a 301, but not really connecting in the way we expect to see Snipe Down hit.
And even though they had a good game number 1 for placements, they didn't really get much KP. Can they change that here in match number 3? It is going to be great damage from Albrelli, from the leader, but he needs a bit of help.
It's the Newcastle wall versus the Newcastle wall, and now Slurpee on the flank has to hit these final shots, but they're not going to be able to. FaZe go out, BR Demons also go out, Optic fall, as well as Space Station. And 100 Thieves, who wrapped on that fight to get some KP, now find themselves down to just 1.
LG have also struggled to get out from where they were hiding. As soon as they came out that cave, it looks like they've been greeted by someone else, but they might be able to get Yanya back up. They do have the smoke to work with to just block some of the vision of some of the other teams. Furia eliminated, so now we're down to just 10 teams as this circle gets smaller and smaller, and suddenly playable space is unavailable for these squads.
TSM eliminated, Luminosity eliminated as well.
But our previous victors, Dark Zero, a team that had to rotate so far in match number 2 to try and get into the final circle, well, they've got still a journey here if they want to get into the last circle here on Storm Point.
Oh, Jim Burton's going to have the flank here, and we know he ain't going to miss too many bullets. There's the shots coming in. G2 eliminated. Dark Zero prioritizing the position of managing to get KP over placement. They know they've got a tough rotation. They stop the MP coming in as well by destroying that drone just to give them the time to reset. Now, the question is there somewhere for them to pop a Valkyrie? Can they get up into the skies without being taken out? It looks like there is already pressure on them.
Yeah, a lot of pressure already, but the Valkyrie will come up thanks to having the Bangalore smoke. But let's go to a Dark Zero and listen in and see what the boys are having to say.
Maybe this side?
This side, the back side of Prowlers!
Yeah.
Oh no, big knocking.
Can you jump me back?
Just chill.
I'm jumping. Jumped it.
Smoke.
I don't have it. I got it. I smoked the back. I smoked it.
Shoot them up. Just shot chill.
Safety's off.
I'm safe. Safe for me. I'm about to pick a bonus, I think.
Spotted near me.
Enemy there.
Chill. Pretty safe on me, kind of.
On me.
How do you swing his right side?
You can shoot this if you want.
It's a Newcastle.
Newcastle one. I'm betting.
Last one, get in!
I died.
New team, get back to us, watch in!
I'm safe. Come here. Just play your left, Jen. I am. I'm making it. Go back top.
Did you get 4? Just chill. I'm trying to give you a knock.
They're looking for you. I'm right above you.
Come to me, maybe. Come to me. Shoot him out.
Okay. Shoot that side.
You got 4 of them, bro. Good job, bro. Good shit.
Well, Dark Zero very happy with that performance. It was a crazy Valkyrie, but they made it work. They get into the top 4, and they are over the moon with that. More points to them towards that match point threshold.
All the meanwhile, you speak of match point threshold. ESA still alive and have passed the 50-point mark. They are on to match point. So next game, they will have the opportunity to win today's competition in match number 4. And they still have an opportunity to win this game as well. We're into the top 3. What is crazy, by the way, is Exeter held that island for so long, and they just got pushed off it so comfortably by Dark Zero, who really did ruin their day. But it's 100 Thieves, it's HEC, and it's ESA, our last 3 remaining squads.
Well, you would think here that HEC have the priority position because they are the last who have to move here. 100 Thieves will be forced from behind this rock into the open. That's why they're trying to apply as much pressure as they can to ESA, who already lost 1 on the cross. The knockdown shield might be enough to make it last a little bit longer here for Capra, but that will be the end of ESA. It's a straight 3v3 fight between 100 Thieves and HEC, both of these teams who need points, who need to move towards a more solid position in those standings, Dan, in order to qualify for the playoffs.
I think it's right that you point out the position that HEC are currently in, but there's a lot of water between them, and they're both going to have to move as this circle closes. So a lot of it's going to come down to what weapons they have to use, and also, of course, legend selection here. Is there any abilities that can help you out? We know 100 Thieves like to utilize certain legends defensively, and maybe that could be a position they could put themselves in a little bit later. Crook also has the drone to work with, and EMP could be massive here, but it's a very defensive composition from HEC, right? You've got the Watson to work with. It's not necessarily the most aggressive legend to work on this side and in this final circle.
My thought here for 100 Thieves is, do they have that castle wall available? If they've got the castle wall available, then they will be able to go forward a little bit and create some sort of cover in this open area to give them a chance to fight against the natural terrain cover that HEC do have. If they don't have that available, then maybe the advantage swings back to HEC here. But we always talk about ultimates. We always talk about legend composition, Dan. We also always talk about under pressure. Can you hit your shots? And that's what this might come down to here.
90%, 10 more percent really needed here, and I think they're gonna get it just in time to work with. It's two very defensive compositions going up against one another. Now, 100 Thieves, what they will do, cast a wall into the middle, take as much space as they can, and try and force HEC towards them, and use that castle wall to get as much cover so that they can then shoot down towards them as well. This could be the perfect play, and here it comes.
Mobile shield goes out, and there is the castle wall. Now, HEC have got to hold off the barrage, and look at the 117 spray coming in from Scurry. 100 Thieves are taking a huge amount of damage.
Whoa.
The missile swarm comes in, and so does the swarm now from HEC. They hold off the defensive push, and HEC, boy, did they need that. But here is Exit. I mentioned the battle at the top of the table. Exit seem to be winning it at the moment, but they're under a little bit of pressure here.
There is a lot of pressure. You got that Prowler in hand, only about 70 bullets remaining, and it's going to be the end of the road here in map number 4 for MPS. Now a clean reset that you see.
What a day it's been for them, and they are in a great spot. They have beacon information, and look at where they are, deep inside of that zone. They will be safe for quite some time, but maybe they won't be as safe as I thought they were, because a hot Optic Gaming has just arrived, knocking on the door. I know Halloween was a while ago, but they're saying trick or treat.
Yeah, Optic doing everything and having a great showing in the regional finals so far. It's just a shame that it took this long to make it happen, and ESA is out, and Dark Zero under fire. This could really prevent them from hitting match point.
Green wall, baby. Green wall all day. They are shredding through them at the moment. They're looking to wrap behind teams. They're always looking to pinch teams, and if there's no one in front of them, there's no one to pinch. So you can see that Rampage is going to be revved up, and the team who's going to be in front of them, Team Solo Mid. TSM versus Furia. We might be a few moments away from seeing it.
Look, I'm always down to see a Furia TSM fight. It's going to be a war of attrition, a grudge match per se, and Pander's already trying to take some shots with the 30-30, activates Beast of the Hunt and starts to close the distance, has a little bit of a speed boost. You see Reps trying to find some information for Verholst and Hal. One of the biggest attributes, I feel like, to TSM when they brought over Raven and such as coach, but it's that opening down, and Hal finds that onto Panders.
Hal's going to get it. Like you say, that's now a 3v2 situation. Verholst is going to have the time now after that knock has been found by Hal to get the heals off. However, the grab lift is there, but they do get the finish. So now Furia have to completely change their approach to this game. TSM have to play tight. They have to play together and take no risk. Play slow and then look for these extra KP on Furia. Optic Gaming, who have been holding this choke for quite some time, now have an angry G2 walking up on them. The exhibit's going to go down here to give them information as that team does try and push. And 102 with a scout coming in from Duplex. That's going to make this a very tough rotation for G2.
You mentioned angry G2. The last thing I want is an angry Chaotic playing Horizon coming at me via whatever methods, means, and modes and designful. Beast of the Hunt activated, wingman shots popping off, connecting, but going to get punished immediately for it by Noct. And the gatekeeping is real here, and Optic have the upper hand in this. And Tripods, they're trying to get in on it as well. Nick Merckx finds it down on design.
Shots coming in, Tripods pinching the two teams together. Optic will be very happy to hear this damage going down, because if it goes one way or the other, Optic might be able to swoop in and finish this off. G2 having to escape, having to live. There's two still alive, and they will be safe on the other side of that rock. But Tripods, what a rotation this has been. Just think a few moments ago, they had to clutch up the 3v3. They managed to do so. Well, there is Optic Gaming. Getting very friendly in a corner, smoking themselves out as well, just to make sure that nobody can get any lines of sight on them. 4 kills to the man on your screen, Duplex, as they try and move up the hill. However, some shots coming in from that grab lift, and it's going to be, again, Tripods trying to force their way in. Duplex has got to be very careful here, pretty low. As Furia, unfortunately, his Watson will be falling as well. Furia now eliminated from the lobby, and look at Tripods go. They are bullying Optic Gaming.
They're doing exactly what they need to do. Optic doesn't really have anywhere to go. They're trying to utilize this tree for cover, but they are getting prodded from every direction. NRG wants a piece of this action. Space Station wants a piece of this action. But if you're NRG, you need to take on as many eliminations and get the KP for this as soon as possible. Optic Gaming going to fall. Tripod still trying to make their way through this choke point, but maybe not pushing all the way in is going to give them the benefit, because look where that zone is pulling.
Goodness, G2 are wrapping behind them though. G2 might be coming back for a second piece of Tripods here. They're kind of ratting in a corner. I know they're only a duo here, but if they 3-2-1, one of Tripods who are getting fixated on what's in front of them, thinking that they cleared their back, then Tripods might be in problems, and they spied them out. That is such an important piece of information being picked up, and Nick Merckx doesn't need to be asked twice. He is sending it onto G2.
Oh, that is full confidence right there. The black hole is out, and Nick Merckx is absolutely frying. That's a knock on to Resulta, and he's just looking to finish it off. G2 eliminated from map number 4.
Space Station, though, they're coming in for a piece of this as well, but the lack of damage being taken means this is going to be a tough fight here for Space Station to try and finish off. Complexity also having a little move in to have a look at this. NRG also having a look at this. So Tripods need to be careful here. They need to take their time and reset and wait for the pressure to come on the Space Station. And that's exactly what's happening.
When you open yourself up to getting nade spam, that's exactly what happens. And Tripod still not taking any damage here on set. They're pushing the bill. They're covering the distance. And now as soon as I say that, the ring at their backs, Deeds falls, Jet falls, and now it's going to be Nick Merckx, the lone man standing, trying to utilize these knockdown shields to just stay safe.
Well, this is the moment that you live for if you're a pro player. And Nick Merckx might have the chance to make one of those plays. They're into the top 9. 100 Thieves and CLG have been eliminated in the meantime. But Nick Merckx still alive. And he might be able to think about sticking a res as well. He knows there's a player with that heartbeat sensor behind that tree, but is it a solo? Or is it going to be a couple of players just ran it out to see if they can get towards that end zone? The problem for Nick is he's getting swarmed now. Tripods eliminated alongside Season. TSM introduce themselves. Where have you been?
Waiting for the moment to act upon the prey of the lobby. Hello, TSM. 6 squads remaining. NRG being one of them. Complexity finding themselves in an endgame scenario in zone. So that's beautiful and well needed, because they were on the bubble as well. But this looks to be TSM's answer. They want to find themselves in match point and extend whatever lead they could potentially have and find themselves up in that money for Split 1 Pro League.
Luminosity shouldn't really push this situation due to the fact that that zone is shifting, and they'll have to move towards it. If they wrap on TSM, then it's going to allow Complexity maybe to make a play, and How is getting pinched, has to use that grab lift to get out of dodge. But How's going to go down, TSM down to 2, and LG, that continual pressure allowed Complexity to swing, and now TSM are in a horrible situation.
Oh, they are the sandwich, but they're the center, and that's not where you want to be. Luminosity not taking any damage and just punishing TSM. Yanya able to get the full, and the now Complexity throwing down as well, but not being one of those overextending teams, playing it very reserved, maintaining their cover back by that interceptor pylon, trying to stay healthy because they're playing the long game.
Reps is still alive, by the way, and he just took down one of LG, so I think that Reps might have a chance to influence this fight. Complexity make the play. They swing out on this. They want to try and take the space. They want to try and make their way into this game. Luminosity eliminated. TSM, it looks like there's 2 players alive now. Reps might have managed to stick a res in that situation, but on the other side of things, NRG and HEC now involved in a fight, and it's NRG who are going to come out on top of that one. NRG need this more than anyone. Smokes are going down. HEC have fallen. Hill wasn't able to do anything as a solo player against 2 of the XSET members down on that low ground. You have to wonder, is there anyone in the comp here for XSET to get them up to the high ground, or is it just going to be second place by default? NRG versus Complexity. NRG looking to swing in, looking to take space, looking to do damage, but don't want to overcommit because they're not sure. And yes, look at this. Nocturnal has managed to get up to the high ground, and here come XSET, but they get dealt with. Has that provided the opening, though, for NRG now as the shields get switched away? Nathan picks up one. Complexity are falling. Sweet and Nathan left on their own, trying to hold off XSET and the remaining members of Complexity.
Oh, I can imagine this is all but over as NRG, your winners here in map number 4.